fall, we get told what's going to be in. But when you're 4'11", you know there's another more important question. Will the trend actually work on a 4'11" frame? So today I'm looking at 11 of the biggest trends for fall 2026 and putting them into 3 buckets: petite try, skip, and maybe. And before we get any further, no, I'm not going to tell you you're too short to wear something. Here we're looking at proportion. And here's where it gets fun. Some I love, some I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole or maybe a 4'11" pole, and others need a petite asterisk. First up, funnel neck coats and jackets. I'm going to put this in the try bucket. I love that strong vertical line where they draw attention upward to the face, and it is so fun to have an element of drama in your outerwear. Here's the distinction. As a 4'11" petite, I am watching everything that happens below that collar. When you have one oversized element, it can certainly work. But if we have an oversized collar with oversized sleeves and an oversized silhouette, all of a sudden that coat is going to be wearing me. Key point for shorties, we want to be intentional and selective when we're choosing that funnel neck coat. One oversized element is a win. 5 oversized elements creates a problem. Trend number 2, bloomer pants and trousers. Oofta, this one is a skip for petites. I'm not saying that petites can't wear them, but here we have volume around the hip, we have volume around the knee, and then everything tapers into the ankle. On a petite, that is a lot of volume, and it's a silhouette that's really challenging to pull off. Not saying it can't be done, I'm just saying I don't want to. If you see this style and you really want to try it as a petite, make sure that you're keeping everything else very streamlined and sleek so that the bloomer pant can be the entire story. Here's the key petite lesson: where the volume begins and ends matters more than the fact that volume exists. If we haven't met yet, hi, I'm Lindsay, I'm 4'11", and here at Anchored in Elegance, we're all about helping petites find the right proportions for their body. It's not about looking taller, it's about finding clothes that fit and flatter. If you see something you like or find this video helpful, be sure to subscribe. I do new petite specific content each week, and I'd love to have you here. Third trend, royal purple and spicy red. This is a winner for petites, absolutely, because color trends are ones we can always safely adopt. Somewhere along the line, this misconception got pushed out that petites should be reaching for muted, soft colors and try to minimize in order to elongate. That's not true at all. We can be bold with our color choices, and I especially love both of these palettes when you're dressing in them tonally. Now, I also noticed in looking up this royal purple trend that I have no purple in my closet, and that's not by intention. I don't know how it happened, so I'm definitely going to be adopting that one. And when it comes to spicy red, I was a Badger cheerleader for the University of Wisconsin. Red has always been my color. I cannot wait to try some of these. Here's the key lesson for petites. Petite styling does not equal visual minimization. Now let's get back to volume, because here's where it gets more complicated. Trend number 4, barrel or balloon pants. And no, this is not the same thing as bloomers. This one is decidedly more wearable for petites, but it's still landing in the maybe category because it's a bit complicated. A lot of petites assume that when we're shopping for a barrel pant, we simply need to go for the least voluminous option. That's not necessarily true. It's all about where that curve hits. We want the curve to hit in a place that works with our frame. The waist needs to hit, and then that length has to be great. These pants are tricky because you can't simply alter them. If you take up that length, then all of a sudden the intention with the trend and the overall look is gone. Shop around so you can preserve the defining feature of the trend and adjust its scale. Quick reminder, if you see something you like in these images, all of these are either petite friendly or offered in petite sizing. To shop, you can look in the description box below, or if you're watching on your TV, just scan the QR code. Trend number 5, ladylike tailoring and skirt suits. This one is a resounding yes, yes, yes. It's my personal favorite because it taps into my natural inclinations as a news anchor. This is the type of style that I was always looking for because it looks so great on air. For petites, the big win here is it creates a sense of visual continuity, a long, unbroken line. Now, it's not about looking taller, it's about creating continuity, and that's what we love. The most important thing to watch for is where that jacket hits you. We do not want it to be ending at our widest point. That's why for petites, often a skirt set that has a cropped jacket is going to be the most flattering. Key point here, visual continuity matters more than trying to look tall. Trend 6, oversized totes. This one is a skip for me, and I want to tell you why. I might end up sounding a bit like somebody's mom, but the first question that pops into my head when I look at this is, do you really need everything in that bag? It seems almost ridiculous to have something that size, but it's especially true for us as petites. If you try to carry a bag that is oversized generally on a taller person, it's going to look like you're walking around with a suitcase, not just an oversized bag. So it doesn't mean we need small purses all the time. We just want to choose an oversized bag that is oversized for us. At 4'11", if I carry a traditional oversized tote, it's massive. Trend number 7, heritage checks and tartan. I am very, very into this because it feels very sophisticated, elegant, and elevated. The trick for petites is we need to make sure we're paying attention to contrast and scale. So this one lands in the try category. Yes, we hear all the time, petites, be wary of prints. That's missing the point here. We can do prints, we just need to make sure that the scale fits our frame. So nothing too big, too wide. And then contrast can be another way to make that print much more wearable. The more high contrast a print is, the more visual volume we're creating. So for petites, we want to go the opposite. So when I'm shopping and I'm looking at tartans and plaids, I'm looking for versions that have a bit less contrast. Our petite lesson here, don't ask whether we can wear prints, ask how much visual real estate that print is occupying. Number 8 on the list, Fair Isle and heritage knits. This one is a maybe for me. I certainly love a chunky sweater as much as the next girl, but it's a place where it's very easy for us to go wrong. So when you have volume at the collar and a dropped sleeve and a lot of chunk, you need to offset it with the rest of your outfit, keeping everything sleek and refined. How do we make it wearable? Well, we're looking for sweaters, perhaps in a finer gauge. If we're going with that chunky knit, we're looking for a cropped silhouette so that we can still have defined waists and shape. Don't forget, fabric weight is part of the proportion. Trend number 9, menswear and tuxedo dressing. And this might surprise you, but I'm gonna put it in the try category. I've always loved the juxtaposition of something masculine on a small feminine frame, and I definitely do incorporate elements of menswear into my clothing. This dress is an example. It's a tuxedo dress, but it is decidedly feminine. So for petites, here's where things fall apart, is if we are doing the menswear silhouette, but everything is oversized. That's what it looks like we're going and borrowing our brother or our husband's clothing. So if you're going to adopt the trend, don't forget about scale. Look for menswear pieces that fit you perfectly in the shoulder. That seam needs to hit where your natural shoulder is and offset the volume, perhaps in that jacket, with a more fitted pant or dress. Our petite lesson, oversized and ill-fitting are not synonyms. 10th on the list, romantic ruffles and sheer detailing. Finally, we get some romance. I always love these whimsical touches on outfits, so this is going in the try category with a caveat. We have to be selective. So yes, buy that blouse that has the flouncy romantic ruffles. Experiment with sheer detailing. Have a skirt that has all the feminine touches, just don't wear them together. If you do that, all of a sudden it looks like we're wearing a tent and you lose the person under the ruffles. Don't forget, when you're trying drama, drama needs a focal point. And honestly, that idea of deciding where the drama happens is the thread connecting our petite take on all of these trends. Number 11, kick flare and cropped denim. My final try comes with perhaps the biggest petite asterisk of all. If you saw my denim guide for petites, you probably already know what I'm going to say. Inseam alone is not enough to help petites choose their pants. We have to be thinking about overall proportions. So yes, can we wear a kick flare? Absolutely, but we need to figure out where is that flare beginning and breaking. If it's intended to be at the knee, we need a pant that's actually going to do that on our legs. Same thing goes for cropped silhouettes. Look closely at whether length options are offered, look at the proportions, look at the scale, and then if they all align, then that's a style we want to adopt and try. Now, I did a full video breaking down 3 measurements petites really need to be aware of and everything else you should be looking for when shopping for fall denim. I'll link that down below. Our petite lesson, petite denim is geometry, it's not just hemming. Now, the big light bulb moment I had after digesting all of these 2026 fall trends is not that we need a special set of trends as petites. We can wear the fashion that everyone else is wearing. We just need to be more aware of proportion. Now, I want you to tell me which one of these you completely disagree with me on. Are you going to defend bloomer pants? Are barrel jeans still a hard no for you? Give me your try, skip, and maybes down in the comments. And if you're petite and you're tired of hearing that the goal of getting dressed is to somehow look less petite, subscribe. Around here, we're not trying to fix our height, we're learning to dress it.